Hey everybody, today we are doing a full review. This is a Valentino fragrance, a designer fragrance. Valentino actually emailed me and asked would I like a bottle of this to review, and I said sure, why not? so they sent me a free bottle. This is Valentino Uomo Born in Roma Extradose. This is the box. Very kind of simple, plain, perfectly fine box. The bottle's quite nice. Personally, I'm not a fan of the spiky color because it's kind of a little bit kind of punk-like, which I'm not into personally. But overall, the presentation is very nice. There's like a slightly kind of faux leather kind of vibe in the front. The writing is pink. The lid is very tight fitting, so you can pick it up by the cap if you would like to. I'll show you the spray. It's kind of a it's a hard kind of push. You can't push it down softly. It kind of goes all the way and then it's like... I'll start off by letting you know the notes for this, which are listed as spices, lavender and woods. I'll spray it on my hands again just to remind myself. It's quite fresh. It's got a freshness to it, almost like... It's not fresh totally in a citrusy way, but maybe more from the spices. They don't say what the spices are, but you could think of in terms of something like peppery, like pink pepper for example. It's kind of fresh spice with this very smooth, resinous-y amber kind of woody amber kind of vibe, and kind of smooth woody. But how it kind of relates in my brain is the kind of the look of the bottle, the way that it has kind of a faux leather kind of print on the bottle, and the bottle's black. I could almost imagine something like a black polished wooden table, that in the middle of the black wooden table is like a very thin layer of black leather as a topping to the table, and it's surrounded by kind of a deep dark almost black wood, and it's highly polished. I kind of get something that kind of looks like this bottle in a way, but it's very smooth. It's not harsh, again, smooth, but it's quite masculine. In the opening, it's got that kind of mass appealing, masculine, cologne-y like edge to the top notes. I think partly coming from the lavender gives you that kind of usual masculine kind of cologne vibe, the way the lavender is used in men's designer fragrances. So you do get that, and it's mixed with that kind of subtle, fresh, spicy kind of quality. As it dries down, it gets more into this woody amber, smooth wood, smooth kind of resins, almost slightly leathery kind of vibe. But it's very smooth, and it has again, like a darkness to it. Like you can imagine kind of the color black with this. It is ever so slightly sweet. It's not a sweet fragrance, but it's just a hint of. It's not too dry where it's completely devoid of sweetness. I think the ambers in here do provide a little bit of a slightly sweet quality. So again, it's not too dry, but it's not a sweet fragrance by any means. It's just a little bit from that kind of resinous-y nature. As it dries down, that kind of woody vibe, I get something along the lines of maybe some synthetic sandalwoods, that kind of texture of sandalwood-like quality, kind of milky, kind of smooth. You get this kind of vibe coming in after about 2 hours. Maybe there is a little bit of sandalwood in here, but you know, more the synthetic sandalwood. Again, kind of creamy, smooth. As it dries down, those kind of woody notes kind of just melt into this, what I would describe as a mass appealing woody amber kind of base, woody amber molecules, very, very smooth, ambery, resinous kind of dry down that you expect from, you know, a lot of designer fragrances. These, you know, long-lasting, smooth kind of woody amber kind of vibes. That's what I get in the far base. Again, just a nuance of sweetness, something a little bit sweet added in there, like a slightly more vanillic kind of tone in the end. In terms of performance for this, the projection and the sillage was not brilliant. It sits a little bit closer to my skin after the first maybe half an hour, and it feels in more of a bubble to my own body. Like if I'm around my family, they didn't pick this one up, they didn't kind of smell it in the air around me. So it felt like it sat kind of closer to the skin. It is marked as a parfum concentration, and parfums do tend to usually sit a little bit closer because they're a little bit heavier. In terms of longevity, it is actually very good, but I would say 5 to 6 hours. It's a skin scent. It's got this kind of nice woody amber skin scent, which feels a little bit like a second skin, and that kind of second skin of these woody ambers, 10 hours easily. Longevity, no problem. So overall longevity of around 10 hours. I would say the scent profile overall, although not my own personal taste, is generally speaking very mass appealing. I think it caters to a broad audience, and I actually think it's quite versatile. I think you could wear it in pretty much, the only time I wouldn't wear it is in the height of summer, but autumn, spring, winter, daytime or nighttime, it sits a little bit closer to the skin, so you could even wear it to work, even if you're in an office. If you just sprayed once or twice, I think it would be fine. And I think dressed up or casual, you could easily pull it off in a suit, and you could easily pull it off in jeans and a t-shirt and anything in between. It's very, very easy to wear, kind of cozy, professional smelling in a way, in comparison to some designer fragrances that are more hyper sweet or bubblegum sweet. That doesn't do this. So I think very versatile in that way, dressed up, dressed down, any kind of occasion. It would be absolutely fine for a date. Whatever you want to do, this would do the job, I would think. So in that way, I could see it as a signature kind of fragrance for a lot of men. Age range, I would honestly say anywhere from like 20 to whatever age, 50, 60, you would be fine wearing this if you're in your 60s. It doesn't smell like a youthful teenage fragrance. It could be pulled off by any age, and yeah, that's my general impression. Overall, it's not my personal taste, but if you like these more kind of modern amber, woody kind of fragrances with a little bit of that kind of classic masculine kind of cologne vibe at the beginning with the lavender and the spice, then you might really enjoy this one. This is the box that Valentino sent it to me in, and I'm actually going to read you the paper so you can see what these brands send out to people. You get this. I got this little card on the inside, and it reads, "These products are provided to you on a complimentary, not for sale basis, and there is of course no obligation on you to review or post about them. But if you do decide to review or post about these products, brands, please do so honestly, whether positive, neutral or negative, and transparently by using hashtag ad upfront, as well as on social media platforms and inbuilt disclosure tools. Tagging the brand also helps us see your content. We assume that your receipt of these products complies with any anti-bribery gifts or entertainment policy that you are subjected to." So that's what they send out. There you go. I thought I'd be completely transparent with you guys. In general, this one isn't my personal taste, quite honestly. I actually do like a Valentino fragrance, and it's the original one, Valentino Uomo. I don't know how to pronounce that word, forgive me if I'm saying it wrong. But the original one, it was in a clear glass. I used to own it, I used to wear it myself. It was the first one before I think they did a flanker afterwards and they added iris to it, and it started to smell a little bit more like the Dior Homme kind of range. But the original one, from memory, was this kind of hazelnut chocolate, kind of a nutty chocolate kind of vibe that was very smooth, quite sweet. And I actually enjoyed it. I thought it was really tasty and very nice. I used to wear it years ago. I actually got a few compliments on it. It wafts around in the air and like people smell it. And people kind of go, "Ooh, that's nice, what are you wearing?" kind of vibe with that one. That one is my favorite still. I think that's quite a nice one. Like I say, I used to own it for a couple of years and used to wear it. Eventually I did sell it on eBay. But again, this one I think is on trend, like what is trendy, so to speak, right now. This fits in line with all those kind of things. These kind of less sweet fragrances I think are becoming a little bit more popular again. We went through a phase of very sweet kind of gourmandy, you know, like, what's the word I'm looking for, kind of bubblegum kind of smelling fragrances, hyper sweet fragrances. I think this is the ones that are less sweet are actually coming forward again. And so, yeah, expect to see more of this kind of fragrance where it's a little bit less sweet and kind of more masculine kind of smelling. That's it. Hope you found the video useful. I will see you again in another video. Take care, have a good day. Bye.
Old man Harlem gives me Sunday headache, but that old man Harlem keeps me rolling on.